season is quickly approaching and a new era is beginning in St. Louis. Joining me now is the new head coach of the SLU Billikens, Josh Schertz. Thanks so much for being here in studio with us.
Appreciate you having me on. Good to see you.
So, Coach, how has St. Louis been treating you so far? How have you enjoyed it? Are you used to the pizza yet?
I have gotten used to pizza. Fortunately, I've had a lot of people give me some good food recs, which has not been good for my waistline, but has been great for my palate. And then you have Corey Tate in office, who's like, I mean, he knows every little nook and cranny. So I've already been, Emo's Pizza. I've had a St. Paul's. I've had, I've had all these different types of St. Louis, the fried raviolis and everything. So Tate's made sure I've been taken care of. But it's been a great adjustment. It really has. It's an awesome city. It's a great sports town. Has this amazing ability to have this, big city amenities with a small town feel, which is a really hard blend to find. And so it's been a great adjustment, great transition for not just me, but for my family so far.
This community here in St. Louis has a lot to look forward to. You're a known winner. You took Indiana State to the NIT championship last year. When you talk about what you want to do here in St. Louis, why did you decide to come here and take this job at SLU?
No, it's a great question. I think, at the end of the day, there was a variety of things we were looking for. We wanted wanted to go to a place that we felt comfortable with who we were working for and who we were working with. Felt like, Chris, Janet, Dr. Postello, we had a great leadership there. The board of trustees, on down, there's great alignment with who we'd be working for, and then the opportunity to hire a great staff, so who we'd be working with. We wanted to be somewhere that was committed resource-wise, had the infrastructure resources to build in this climate a sustainable championship program, and then we wanted to be somewhere that we'd continue to recruit the kind of student athletes that we had throughout my career. I didn't want to have to sacrifice things. We've always been able to get really high-quality kids good students, good members of the community, and then somewhere we wanted to live, and St. Louis and SLU really checked all those boxes for myself and for my family, and so it wasn't an easy decision, but it was certainly the right one.
You talk about those guys that you were able to recruit. You bring with you Isaiah Swope, a top 20 player, and center Robbie Avila. When you look at those guys and how they've been able to gel with the guys who decided to stay, like a Gibson Jimerson, guys who wanted to stay with the Billikens program with you as their head coach, what have you seen through those first 2 games in exhibition play?
Well, I think we've got a lot of good things. I think, certainly we need to play together, grow together, learn together. I mean, we have a brand new group that's going to have to experience and go through some things. I think lack of continuity tends to show itself early in a season. Once you get to a certain point, January-ish, like there's enough accumulated miles in every team where that's probably not a big issue. But certainly November, December, we have to go through, and it's going to be choppy at times. But the buy-in in terms of those 2 guys coming from Indiana State has, I think, helped expedite that buy-in. They understand, certainly how we want to play, but also how we want to operate culturally, what we want to be about, what's our identity, what does a winning culture look like. And then the 3 St. Louis guys, when you look at Gibson, you look at Larry and Kellen, have just been tremendous. Again, they're buying into what we want to be, how we want to play, what kind of team we want. We talk a lot about, our internal standards, and we're setting those. Lincoln Memorial, they became ingrained over time. Indiana State, I think, got better each year. But the base is we want to really compete together. And what does that look like? And we want to play a certain way, have a certain identity as a team. And those guys, all those guys have been really bought in. I think that's helped all the other non-St. Louis, Indiana State guys get on board as well. And so that aspect of guys playing for each other, playing unselfish, you can see it in the exhibitions. We have an unselfish group. They understand efficiency. I think they compete together, and again, we have a long way to go to the execution piece, but the baseline of what a good team looks like, we have those things in place.
You called Robbie Avila a unicorn. What can you tell us about not only the kind of person he is, but the kind of leadership you have seen he has portrayed over your time with him at Indiana State, now coming here to St. Louis?
Yeah, I mean, he's just got an uncommon maturity about him. He's got every championship team that I've been a part of, has had incredible emotional leadership because as seasons go on, you encounter so many things, unforeseen circumstances that now we can't even guess what they're going to be. And you usually experience great success, usually experience some failure and heartbreak. You definitely experience adversity. And your ability to stay even-keeled and have that emotional leadership to kind of learn, grow, get better from every experience, navigate the plateaus, navigate the progressions, navigate the regressions of a season without coming unhinged is a huge piece. And he provides incredible leadership in that locker room. He understands the game like a coach, so he can coach guys, and he almost serves as a de facto assistant coach. And then his ability as a player, he makes every single guy on the court better. He makes the game easier for his teammates, which is, the greatest compliment you could give a player is that they make everybody around them better. And he does with his play, his passing, his understanding of basketball, the way he generates easy baskets for his team, his gravity, all those things make the game simpler for our guys, and simpler usually leads to more efficiency. So the simpler we can make it for our guys, the better, and he makes the game simpler for the other 4 guys on the court with him.
How was he feeling after that second exhibition game, getting some minutes out there?
Yeah, I think he's good. He had 2 practices. He had a progression back, but 2 full court practices prior to playing Friday. Got to play 17 minutes Friday, get his legs under him. And then, he's been back here and practiced. We started back and geared back up Monday. So, he's knocked a couple days out. I think, every practice, every game, is about, building some confidence. He's got to get his conditioning. He's got to get his rhythm. His teammates got to get used to playing with him. And there's also a mental component when you do sprain your ankle of, every time you kind of tweak it or come down, there's a little bit. So you have to get through that as well. And so playing against Maryville and having a, 15-minute-ish, 15 to 20 minutes was always the North Star when he got hurt. And we were fortunate he's able to, he and credit to our, medical team, JB, Dr. Carr, Dr. Nemi, those guys, able to get him back and hit that. And then hopefully, full go, no restrictions for Monday against Santa Clara.